Hi, I am Prasanna. I welcome you to the second video of Alum Connect. Today we have with us Mr. T.Ashok Kumar. Ashok was a Dakshana scholar of IIT 2010 batch in which he secured an All India rank of 63, the best in Dakshana so far. Following his undergraduate studies in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at IIT Bombay, he was placed at Google. Currently, he works for Google at London. Let us know more from him. Thank you for joining us today for an interactive session. And I guess it's 7 p.m. there, right? Is it 7 p.m. over
Yes,
there?
it's 7 p.m.
Okay, so
Yes, it's 7 p.m.
So Ashok, I was asking, how was your day today?
My day was pretty okay. Like, I called my parents and I spoke to them online, and I read something, and I cooked my lunch.
Pretty cool day today. Ashok, we want to know how is life at Google?
Life at Google, it's amazing actually. Like, you might have read some questions on Quora, how life at Google is and what are the perks of being at Google. So there are some amazing things you'll get for all free of cost. And you'll like get to meet some wonderful people all over the world, and you get to work with them, and when you work with people who are above you, then your learning curve like drastically improves.
Is it just work or work plus fun and everything?
No, like it's work, and like daily have some fun items, and we go out for team lunch or dinner once in every 2 weeks. Like recently I went to Paris.
Yeah, we saw your Facebook
Just
post.
we went out for lunch. Yeah, we went out for lunch recently to Paris. And every year the entire team goes to some ski trip.
Okay.
For about three-day skiing trip. Like last time we went to Austria.
Okay.
It was nice, and you get to visit a lot of places.
Okay.
I recently went to New York, Boston. In general, this is amazing. Yeah.
And how is the workload?
Like it will be stressful sometimes, but sometimes it gets easy, and you can finish your work quickly and work on something what you are interested in. Like every once in 2 weeks, like in my team, once in 2 weeks we have something called prototyping sessions or something. So in that session, I can work on whatever I want, and I can build some small projects. And if everyone likes it, then we'll build it into a big project, and then we'll make it public. What?
It is a conception among people that coding job is usually hectic and all. So, and Google being a major coding company, so how hectic is the job?
Yeah.
Like how many hours?
The work in general will be normal, I would say. Like you need to spend time, and sometimes you have to work long hours. Sometimes it will be normal. Yeah, recently I read some post that Google is some billion lines of code or something. Yeah. I work on some million line code project.
Yeah. Even those codes are prevalent in many companies. Recently, I did my internship at Airbus. So there are also some codes of flight management system which was of nearly million lines. So codes will be there. And basically, I was saying there are people who have misconception that coding job is usually hectic, and many people who get out of the coding job just because of that. So is that conception right, or how do you counter that?
It depends on the person. Like for me, it is normal. For someone, it might be hectic, and for someone, it might be super easy.
The internship at Google.
The internship, yeah. Yeah. I watched it just before joining Google.
Okay. Like, is it similar to what they showed in the movie?
Like what? The games and all?
Yeah, all the fun and all.
Yeah, all the fun is there. Yeah,
And Ashok, we have heard that
yeah.
Google is one of the best firm to work with. So how do you differentiate Google from other firms?
Uh, First of all, again, I might not be the right person because I don't have experience in working in other companies.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, my friends are working in a couple of companies other than Google, and some of them are happy with their jobs, and some of them are not. Mm, but I would say working in Google is one of the luckiest things in my life, maybe, because I get to work with like the super brains of all over the world,
Right, right.
and yeah, when you work with people above you, then you will obviously improve.
Yeah, yeah.
How was your parents' reaction when you when you were going abroad to study? So like for job.
My parents were initially scared. They don't like the idea of me going away. Like already they are away from me like since 11 years, and they're not willing to send me away. But still, I
They must have
convinced
thought like
them that
for it.
Yeah, it is a career thing, so we
Yeah.
have to.
yeah,
They must have thought at least for job you could have stayed.
yeah. But I told them I'll come back or I'll take them with me
Yeah, yeah.
sooner or later, and I could convince them finally.
Yeah,
But
and especially guys like us who are away from home
Yeah,
since childhood.
yeah.
No, how was your life abroad? Like, yeah, you had to cope up with the new culture, new people,
Ah.
different people. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually loved London a lot. In fact, I like the city a lot. Like it's a city of mixed culture. But yeah, for the first 2 days, I was not used to the temperature. Also, that was the first time when I came out of the time zone, Indian time zone. So I had to adjust to my sleep patterns and all. It took me some time, like 3 days or 4 days.
The
And
jet lag
then
period.
I got used to it. I roamed around all over London for the first couple of months. Yeah,
Yeah, it must be a beautiful city.
yeah, London is absolutely the most recommended, like the city I recommend for everyone to live. And these people, they celebrate Diwali. I like some specific places where you can go there and celebrate with other people. Like the people celebrate Holi, people celebrate Diwali.
Okay. So how
Yeah.
was your life at IIT? Like, what did you study in IIT that helped you in your further studies and the job to get the job?
You have to take us to your college there.
Yeah. So I was to be frank, I'm very focused on academics in college because I thought college would be some like a place of entertainment and all in the beginning. And I gave my first maths test there in IIT, and I got 5 out of 10. I was like, I used to get full marks in maths most of the times, but I got 50% now. Yeah, yeah. So I was really scared, and in some other course I got 4 out of 10. Then I got really scared and started working hard since then, actually. And by the end of the first semester itself, I realized that I'm here to focus on my education, not entertainment and all. Uh, and yeah, POR, I was a teaching assistant in my fourth year for 2 courses, third year courses for computer networks and operating systems. Mm, I I was a mentor for 1 year for some students in my department, juniors,
Okay.
and and everyone in IITs organized these fests. I was part of that for 2 years.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I got wonderful friends there. That's the best
Right,
part.
right, right. Apart from academics, some softwares, some like Photoshop, web designing, those skills, are there
Oh
any
yeah,
skills you
I did some of those. Yeah, yeah. In courses, they won't teach you everything, right? They'll teach you some basic concepts of everything, and then you have to figure out on your own. And like web designing, they won't teach at all. And there are some things like PHP, MySQL, which are basics. You need to know them, but no one will teach you.
Yes.
And then if you want to have some fun with photos, then you can learn Photoshop. There are some tutorials available online. Yeah, and
Any projects that you did in IIT, academic projects?
like I've done a lot. Like every semester, we have done one or two academic projects, and some are really cool and some are pretty hectic. Yeah, I still remember one of my second year projects. Like it was encrypting some message inside an image and sending the image to your friend, and the friend will decrypt that image to find the hidden message. That was a nice project. We did that in second year as a team,
Okay.
and I have done my BTech project on cache system, cache, CSCHE.
Yeah, yes.
We have implemented an operating system. Like we implemented the virtual memory in a dummy operating system, and
In graduation years, most of the students are confused about what career they should choose and what is waiting for them in outside world. They are confused between core and non-core jobs, or to do an MBA or to go for higher studies. So, what will be your word of advice to them? How to choose the proper career for them?
uh, so again, I'm not the right person for this. This is a complicated question actually. Like it depends. It varies from person to person, and we don't know what environment he is living in. Even if someone wants to do higher studies, his financial position may not allow him to do so, or his parents might need his support immediately,
Yeah.
right? And
Interest.
yeah, if his parents do not need his support for the next 3 or 4 years, then he can go for a startup or go for higher studies. Yeah. So but it entirely depends on the person's interests and the environment he is living in.
How tough was the
And
decision to choose Google instead of the Microsoft PPO?
That
it
time.
was not a very tough decision, in fact. No, it was not a very tough decision actually. Okay, so I read from many people, or I read some answers on Quora and all. Then, like many people told that the work environment at Google is far better than Microsoft. Okay, no offense to Microsoft here. And mm, the main thing I had to consider is the Microsoft has head office in Hyderabad, but Google has head office in Bangalore, in India. So that was the only factor which made me consider Microsoft for one more time, because I live like 5 kilometers away from Microsoft office.
Right.
Yeah. So that was the only reason I considered Microsoft again.
Like in
But
final year,
later I thought there are engineering teams in Google Hyderabad also as well. So I thought if I had to come back, I can join Google Hyderabad also. Yes.
right. Basically, in final year, people think that whatever job they get, they accept it and think that yeah, I got a job, and they become a bit relaxed. So basically, when you are getting a job and you are rejecting it and expecting for some better thing, then you must have that confidence to
Oh,
right.
no, wait. I did not reject Microsoft PPO right away. First of all, I accepted the PPO. In my college, there is an option to apply for 2 more companies.
Okay.
So if you get into them, then you are good. Otherwise, you have Microsoft PPO already.
Okay.
So I accepted the Microsoft PPO, and then I applied for Samsung Korea and Google US, and I got offer from Google US, and then I rejected Microsoft PPO. So till then it was safe.
Like, there was any mentor that guided you all the time, or it was just you and your random seniors that supported you?
Yeah, so there is no particular mentor as such, but I used to discuss with my friends some program problems, and we used to think of some better solutions and find more problems, ask each other, and that's how we all went together.
And how
And
the seniors?
and do you know Mahesh Arali sir
Yes,
from Microsoft?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, so yeah, I met him in 2010, and he took me to Microsoft Office in my first year in Hyderabad, and yeah. So the reason I brought him into picture is that he used to take mock interviews for me. He took 2 mock interviews for me, and he took 2. So one of them is just before Microsoft internship interview, and the other is just before Google interview.
Okay.
Yeah. So like he took proper interview, and he guided me what kind of questions I need to ask the interviewer, and how should I behave with the interviewer, and how should I approach the answer, what should I be doing, how should I explain my thought process to the interviewer, etc.
So what are the key points he need to take into account, like preparing coding questions, then preparing HR, and also what are the things he needs to take into account?
Mm, I think the first thing he need to do, he should solve a lot of coding problems from various websites and improve his algorithmic skills and mm, like basic programming skills. And also he should keep his theoretical concepts very clear. So it's not just the algorithms that will be asked in the interview. You need to know about the basic computer science concepts also. And during interviews, you need to make sure that the interviewer knows what thought process is going on in your mind. You should be able to keep talking. You should keep talking to him and explain him how you are approaching the problem rather than arriving at the solution directly.
Right, right.
That will create a good impression on him. Yeah, so then he will understand. Oh, okay, he went in the right direction and all. But if you just tell the answer right away, straight, then it might not have a very good impact on him.
Ashok, with developing IT sector in India, we see more of the people from other departments also, like non-CS people. They are also aspiring to get into the software industry. So, what will be advice from you for them, for non-CS guys and those who want to aspire, those who
Yeah,
aspire to go into
if
software
they are
industry?
very much interested, if they are passionate of software engineering, then we should really encourage them. And since there are many opportunities ahead in software sector, yes, we should totally encourage them actually.
Okay, so career as a software engineer is totally encouraged, right?
And yeah, I mean, if they are really passionate, then let them do. I mean, we should not stop anyone, right? Also,
And the interest
and
matters.
some people should create opportunities as well
Okay.
instead of just going and starting something. They should create opportunities like let's assume like they can start something like Flipkart or something that created a lot of opportunities for software engineers.
Basically, you are talking about entrepreneurship.
Yeah, entrepreneurship. Yes. Yeah, yes.
And this maybe just what do you say psychological question about like what is the margin between what you thought in your childhood to become and what you really become, the difference between those two.
In childhood, everyone wants to become something and they end up being something, right?
What are the compromises one has to make while deciding the career and all, what he thought and what he is going to become?
Uh, when we were kids, we just see smaller picture. We don't see the entire picture. We just see something and we just want to become like that. We'll take someone as role model and we will just want to become like him. But we actually don't know the full picture, the entire environment around that particular profession, right? So once you grow up, your priorities change, your needs change. You'll get to see the bigger picture, right? It happens. Mm.
Yeah,
But if you are really keen, the childhood fantasy is not very far. You can, if you start working on it and be patient, then I hope that you will definitely achieve it, your
right.
childhood dream.
Yeah, yeah. And do you have any plans for higher studies?
Higher studies. As of now, not MS. I might do an MBA. Uh, not until the next 2 years, I guess,
In
or
your
1 year.
graduation year, did you think about higher studies? Like you are very strong in academics, so did any thought came to your mind? Came to your mind to have higher studies as your career, as your next goal?
Yeah. So what I thought is I wanted to keep my family financially stable first
Okay.
before I do something on my own. Like I wanted to give them hope that like they're in safe hands and they're financially stable.
Okay.
So for that I didn't even thought of going for higher studies at that time. But no, I might MBA sooner.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard from people like many people talk if if you're going for MS, then go for it only if you're enthusiastic of doing a PhD,
Okay.
because just doing an MS won't matter a lot. At least in my team, I work with people who have done MS already,
Okay.
and we are at the same level kind of thing.
Okay. And what about MS plus
So,
PhD?
so if you're really keen on higher studies, then go till PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you're telling you want to go for MBA. So we also see the trend that most people
Yeah.
go for a job and maybe higher studies for MS and then they prefer to go for MBA. So why not continue to PhD or why don't you
Uh-huh.
want to do something in your core or MBA? Like it is just interest or anything dependent on market and all.
Yeah, I am more interested towards doing an MBA rather than in my core.
Okay.
Like I don't want to focus on a particular aspect in computer science, go towards it.
Okay.
Also, as I told you just now, uh, like if I'm doing MS, then I better do PhD as well.
Right.
But that will take like 7 years at least, which I don't want to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like in Dakshana's registration ceremony of 2010, during your time, you remarked that you want to become an IAS officer. So, do you still have that thought in your mind?
Yeah, I still have the thought in my mind, and my father still reminds me sometimes that you have to prepare for AS and all. Uh, I am really scared of the political system. I
Okay.
to get. Yeah, that was my opinion. I am a bit scared of all those things. So currently
thought is there
I'm
in your
keeping it
mind.
aside, but when the right the thought is still in my mind, and when the right opportunity comes up, I'll definitely go for it.
Okay. So what's next for your career? Like, where do you see yourself in next few years? Have you thought of anything?
This is like a HR interview now.
Probably the CEO.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I don't know. I didn't plan yet, but I'm just thinking about it. I might start up something, and yeah, that's what is the plan. I'll start up something once I feel that I make it financially stable.
Okay.
As of now, you're continuing with the job.
Yeah, at least for the next 1 year, I'm continuing with my job.
Is it like a constant phase that comes after you do a job? Constant phase in life, the same or morning to evening and all.
Not really. For me, for many people, yes, it becomes constant, and they'll think that once you get a job, you are done. Like many people started asking, now you are settled. Now when is the marriage and all? So people just think that once you get a job, you are done. You are settled in your life. But I don't think that way. I have some I'll always keep thinking what to do next, what to do next. But I hope I'll soon be able to answer that question. Yeah, many people just realize once they get a job, they are like they don't want to do anything more. I've seen many people like that, but I want to do something more. I don't want to stop here.
Okay. So, was there any turning point in your life or any out of the box decision that you took that completely changed your life and that changed where you are now? Was there any decision or was there any turning point in your life?
Okay, turning point. Turning point of my it's not a turning point of my life, but it's a turning point that led me to Google.
Okay.
So it happened in 2013 during Dakshana annual meet in Hyderabad.
Okay.
So I met Monish sir, and I told him that I might get the Microsoft PPO. I did not get the confirmation yet, so I just told him that I might get the PPO. Then he told me, "Why don't you try for Google?"
Oh, great.
And the first thought that came to my mind is, no, it's not going to happen. It's very difficult for me. But later I went to my college, and I was happily relaxing for like 2 or 3 days that I got my PPO and all. And soon I got bored. I didn't know what to do. I didn't have any challenge in my life anymore. So then I thought I'll take up Monisa's suggestion and start working towards cracking Google interview. Yeah, so I remembered Monisa's words on that day, and I really started working hard. Yeah, I had to prepare some more, and I started solving some programming questions from various websites like HackerRank and Spodge. Also, I focused on theoretical aspects of computer science, some basic concepts, which helped me to solve, like, there are some MCQ questions sometimes. I got advantage there. I just wanted to give my best.
And
Yeah.
you have any message for our Dakshina scholars who are preparing for IIT JEE?
What? Oh, who are studying for IIT JEE?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Dakshina scholars.
Dakshana scholars.
Okay. Oh, the scholars. Okay. Uh, First thing is please take care of your health. Do regular exercise at least for 15 minutes every day, and plan daily goals. Make a list of all the things you want to do that day and try to finish them by the end of the day. And as Charlie Munger always says, be a learning machine. Go to bed a little wiser than when you got up. So learn something every day. Keep learning and be a learning machine.
Yeah, that was a
What?
great thought. That was a great thought. Be more.
Yeah, that's a great quote. Yes.
And,
Yeah.
okay, and
Okay.
do you have any message for our alumni who is studying in colleges and all, who are preparing for some companies, who are still to join their career?
Probably the same message applies to alumni as well.
Okay.
See, everyone needs to be learning all the time. Once they stop learning, there is someone always learning somewhere who will beat you someday because you are not learning right now.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I think we are done with our questions. So thank you very much, Ashok. It was an honor to host you today, and I am pretty sure that your experiences will motivate the whole DAAN fraternity, for whom you are an ideal. And so thank you very much, Ashok. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for calling me for this interview.
No,
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your time. Thank you so much for being patient and writing all the questions up. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.